the Sixers by doing this deal with the Rockets. This makes no sense to me. It doesn't. 5 years for 190, and Jimmy Butler's supposed to say, "Nah, I'm gonna forget that. I want to come play with you and ball dominant James Harden."
Okay.
I don't see a scenario where Jimmy Butler leaves the Sixers and goes to the Rockets.
Okay. Unless the Sixers have decided Jimmy Butler is more trouble than he's worth.
Okay, yeah.
Possibly, but I'm more with you. And as I step back and watch this more and more, harder and harder, take a closer and closer look, obviously, Daryl Morey is trying desperately to fix what he broke.
Yes.
Am I right? He's trying to undo what he did. It's his fault. He's actually indicting himself. This is how, if I'm the owner of that team, I'm looking at this like, wait a second. Are you making a case to me? You should be fired?
Right.
Should be fired?
Right.
Because that's how it's coming across. He's so desperate. Why? Because 2 Junes ago, it was June of 2017, he bet the ranch on Chris Paul.
He did.
He traded Lou Williams and Patrick Beverley and Montrezl Harrell and 4 other players. Sam Decker was one of them for what it's worth. But there were 7 total players and a 2018 first-round pick to get Chris Paul, who was on the edge of getting old. And he should have known that, but he rolled those dice. And he rolled 2 big dice out there with James and Chris, thinking they'll figure it out. Well, for a while, they kind of figured it out. And then last year, they were at each other's
snake
throats.
eyes.
Okay, came up snake eyes. It did. And they were looking at each other with snake eyes, I think. So now it's clear to me that Chris Paul has lost a step, and he has 1 foot over the hill. And yet, just a year ago, Daryl Morey gave Chris Paul 4 more years at $160 million. It's an albatross contract. It's going to hang around Daryl Morey's head and neck and just drag him down into the Gulf of Mexico, right?
Only John Wall has a worse contract than the one Chris Paul has.
So Chris is going to make 38.5 next year, then 41.4, and then 44.2, and he already looks old to me. Well, you're stuck because nobody's going to take that off your hands. So you're trying to undo it by desperately trying to get Philly to take a deal, to your point, that Philly's not going to take. And worse, you're telegraphing it. You're such a grandstander already, Daryl Morey is. He's such a publicity hound. He's leaking this to the media and sending the signals to everyone. We want him, Philly. We want to go get him from you.
And we're willing to trade Tucker. We're willing to trade Capella, Eric Gordon. It doesn't matter.
And you're going to need like a 5-way trade. You're going to have to trade your guys to individual teams to get draft picks that you can build up a haul enough to say, hey, Elton Brand, will you take all these draft picks for Jimmy Butler?
No, I'm good.
Really?
A draft pick versus a proven player.
Okay.
I like to know him commodity.
And now that you've signaled what you want to do, Sixers Nation, all the fans are crying out like, what, Elton, what are you doing? Well, he's saying, I'm not doing anything. They're the one who's doing it. I'm not initiating. They are, right? And so now he's feeling public pressure to hold on to. All of a sudden, Jimmy Butler feels like he's the biggest prize in free agency, right?
Yes.
And I think he's valuable. I don't think he's more valuable than Kevin Durant, not this year, but the next year.
Or Kawhi.
Who's that? I
You know who it is.
Out of sight,
Finals MVP. How you out of sight? Finals MVP.
Well,
2 times.
Yeah, he's bound for the Clippers, so that's
no. You don't know that for certain.
Yeah, I do. I know it in my head and my heart. But the point is that now Jimmy Butler is such a hot commodity that the Sixers are saying, well, wait a second. We don't even have any proposal yet. He's initiating all the publicity. He's teasing everyone that he's going to get this done because he wants to show Rocket Nation, I'm doing all I can to fix what I broke. That's basically what he's saying, right?
You, Skip, but and like you said, he built the house a certain way. And then as it starts to crumble, gets mad and says, well, someone needs to fix it. Elton Brand, you need to fix the house that I put together that's starting to crumble. You said that you wanted to take down the Warriors, and the best way to do it was to outshoot them from the three-point line. Take 15. If we can make somewhere between 15 and 20, we can win. Okay? Now, Skip, the Warriors are hobbled. We don't know if Kevin Durant, we're going to talk about Kevin Durant a little later. We don't know if he's going to re-sign. But even if he does, 1 year away. So 2019, 2020, he won't be able to play before the start of the 2020. I don't believe he's playing all of next year. Klay Thompson is going to miss at least the first 3-4 months of the season. And now you want to just blow up everything. This is your opportunity now. Because guess what? If you win a title, nobody's going to care that Golden State wasn't at full strength. Because just like nobody's caring that Golden State wasn't at full strength when Toronto took them down. All I know is that the Raptors have a trophy. Now, whether or not Kawhi stays or not, they have that. What's going on, Daryl? I mean, all these analytics, what's going on? So what are your analytic people telling you? What are they telling them, Skip?
I have no idea because I don't pay that much attention to that anyway. But I'm going to say again what I told you yesterday. I get where he's going with this because, first of all, he doesn't need a third star. He actually needs a second star because Chris is not a second star anymore to me. James is definitely a first star, but he needs a second star and Jimmy to make it a quote unquote like a big 2.5.
So is Jimmy going to be the star and part referee between Chris and James Harden?
I'm going to repeat this. Jimmy Butler is a locker room force, for better or for worse.
Yes.
He is a nuclear catalyst. And I don't know what Elton Brand really thought of how he fit or did not fit with the Sixers team. I think they thought he fit really well.
Yes.
I think, but I don't know that for a fact because I wasn't behind the scenes.
Right.
But Jimmy Butler can be a leader. He can be a challenger. He can be a fighter in a good or bad way. He will go in and shake it up, and Daryl's hoping it will shake out right, that he will be the go-between, the mediator, and somehow, weirdly, the peacemaker between Chris and James.
But why would Jimmy, he goes from a place where Ben Simmons really doesn't care. I mean, he's an old-school point guard because he doesn't have a jump shot. Jimmy's getting touches. Why would he go to Houston to stand behind the three-point line and hope James passing the ball late in the shot clock? Why would he want to go do that?
I don't know, unless he cares about his home area, and I don't know that he does, because he grew up in Tomball, which is just it's like a Houston suburb.
Yeah.
And Houston is in his heart, is his home area.
I get all that.
Okay?
I get all that, Skip. But at the end of the day, you're playing with a guy.
I don't know how much he enjoyed playing with Embiid and Ben Simmons. I don't know. But it came clear to me in just that short time he was with the Sixers, he became the leader of that team.
Skip, how many big shots did he hit down the stretch for him? He was taking and making those big shots.
He was. No, I thought he was really good.
He came in and he was their closer. You like the closer, that's what he was.
Is Joel a leader of that team? He just doesn't have that sort of capability. He kind of is in his own world, it feels like to me. Is Ben Simmons a leader? No, he kind of stays to himself.
Yeah, well, Skip, it's hard to lead when you when you're in and out of the lineup like Joel Embiid is.
Okay.
You can't miss that many games. The leader needs to be there more times than not.
Okay. So they want to bring back the whole band.
They want to run it back.
Tobias back.
Yeah.
And they want J.J. Redick if they can fit it all in, and they have a chance to fit it all in because they're all their property.
Property, right.
Okay. So will they all recommit? I have no idea, but it sounds like
J.J. needs to come on to the Lakers.
Yeah. That would be a good fit. I would give you that.
Fit. I mean, he's familiar with the area. He spent a lot of time out here, and now he just gets to graduate.
Yep.
Yeah, because he was at the middle school.
JJ is a mentally tougher Kyle Korver to me. He is, right?
I mean, he's scrappier, Skip. I mean, Kyle Korver is 38, Skip.
Okay, JJ Redick will take and make big shots.
So will Kyle.
No, he won't. Not like that.
Scrappy.
I'm sorry.
Okay, watch when he get back with LeBron.
Would you rather have JJ Redick or Kyle Korver next year? I know it's JJ.
Both.
Right? Both. Yeah. You need both, actually. That would be good for you. But I'm with you. Bottom line, I'm pretty sure Jimmy Butler's going to be a Sixer next year.
That would be a horrible deal for the Sixers if they were to do it.
Yep.
And I don't even know why Houston would want to do it other than to say, okay, we got 3 stars, because this definitely does not go together, Skip. This is mashed potatoes,
I would like it better.
ice cream, and a brownie.
No.
I mean, individually, they're very good.
That actually sounded pretty good.
No, it did not. But when you combine all 3 of them, you're like, what the hell have you put on my plate?
Yeah, but if you just take the ice cream and the brownie, you got something.
Yes.
So James is the ice cream, and here comes the brownie.
Okay,
right?
what about the mashed potatoes?
Okay, well they're there, and they make they're about to make, what is it, 38 million for mashed potatoes? 38 million.
Last time you ate any of those 3.
That's true. Thank you.
I'm not saying anybody's mashed potatoes, but I'm just saying it's a bunch of things that's individually it's very good, but when you combine them, you're like, nah, I'm good.
Okay.
Well, no official word on how the 76ers or Butler feel about this yet, but perhaps we'll get some more information when free agency begins on Sunday. Next up, Rick Bucher reported this week that Kevin Durant was, quote, really pissed at the Warriors for how they handled his Achilles injury. Yesterday, however, Steve Kerr refuted that, telling The Athletic, "We have not only our staff, but Kevin's own specialist and then a third independent specialist all clear him to play." Also, yesterday, ironically, KD declined his player option, meaning he will become a free agent. Shannon, how will all of this impact KD's impending free agency?
If what Steve Kerr is saying is true and is to be believed, I think it is more likely that he stays. If that is true, Skip, that means the trust is not completely broken as much as we'd like to think. Because Steve Kerr said not only did our doctor say he couldn't injure it or it wasn't the Achilles or whatever the injury was, his doctor